The Miami Dolphins head east, that's right, east this week, which is rare for them, off to jolly old England. They'll meet up with the London Jaguars. I like to assume that's what they're known by over there in the pubs. The Jags have built a nice little following across the Atlantic, and that following will get their first up-close and personal look at Jacksonville's #1 pick, who's been looking a little more like Trevor Lawrence lately and less like Joey.
Lawrence to throw. He throws to his right, passes complete to his right, leaping grab by Marvin Jones.
Lawrence may not have reached Johnny Lawrence level yet, still got to win a Valley tournament at some point, right? Or get a win in Trevor's case, but his Week 5 showing was on par with his Week 4 showing, both much better than what we saw from his previous few weeks.
Big toss to the back of the end zone, caught! Touchdown, Jacksonville, toward the back pylon, with some touch from Trevor Lawrence.
Yeah. Could he break out this week? The Dolphins secondary he faces, well, they allowed Tom Brady to do some early Christmas tree decorating on them, lights first.
To Evans! Touchdown, Tampa Bay!
Those numbers they gave up, not an anomaly either. Their 2021 stats against the pass, spending time in Ouchtown. Population 2 now, I guess.
Able to pick up the first and a whole lot more. Antonio Brown will not be touched.
The Dolphins will have to be ready for plenty of rock-toting, too. James Robinson showed again last week why he's the best back no one talks about outside of fantasy.
And Robinson's got some daylight. He's breaking free across the 45. He's got one man to beat inside the 30, the 20.
I know it's hard to talk about a running back on a winless team, but that kid deserves more pub.
He gets it to Robinson, who dives to the goal line. Touchdown, Jacksonville.
He could also be licking his chops a little too. Miami allowed Leonard Fournette to go for 5.6 a trot, the Bucs to go for 4.8 as a whole, and this is a team allowing ball carriers to get them in that 4.5 area for the season.
Hands it off, and in for the touchdown is Fournette.
The Dolphins' own run game, not featured very often, Miami preferring to move the ball through the air most downs. Right now, JACOBY BRISSETT, the pilot of that offense, his numbers last week not terrible. 275 yards, a couple TDs, 1 pick, rating in the mid-90s.
Here he goes toward the end zone. Gaskin has it! Wide open for the touchdown.
His receiving core is beat up, same as Jacksonville's, which is why his top 2 targets last week were a running back and a tight end.
Back to throw. Gets it off. He's got Gesicki. But breaks the tackle and he's inside Bucs territory.
Tua, though, might finally be ready to go. Head coach Brian Flores saying at the start of the week that he was trending in the right direction to play this week.
Tua. Waddle to the pylon. Touchdown!
If he's good to go, he won't be up against an Fuego secondary either. The Jags didn't face a ton of passes last week, allowed Ryan Tannehill to put up a 100-plus rating and a TD without picking him off. Look for how they've played the pass for the year, and you have to look at the bottom of the page.
And a wide open tight end at the 5-yard line. It's Michael Pruitt. Rumbles into the end zone.
Throw out the records. Last week's London game was a blast to watch. You just have to be willing to get up really early if you live out west, which we know only applies to the youngsters out there. If you're over 40, you're like 6:30, that's sleeping in. Get those predictions rolling in the comments section. We shall roll ours onto the screen. This will be an interesting screen to check out too.